just how rich exactly was Queen Elizabeth when she died? Counting both personal as well as royal assets, including the famed royal jewels, it's actually a complicated question. So let's take a look. Born in 1926, she was the granddaughter of King George V and only a niece to future King Edward VIII. Similar to the position of Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet. But upon receiving the throne, her uncle quickly abdicated, instead choosing to give up his royal titles to marry his American love, Wallis Simpson. Again, much like Harry and Meghan. Leaving his brother George as the new king and Elizabeth as the crown's heir, and when her father died in 1952, the Queen of England. Now let's take a look at what she was worth. First off, her personal wealth. Although Elizabeth did not inherit a large sum of cash from her father, she did receive multiple properties. Most notably, Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Originally built by Prince Albert and Queen Victoria, they purchased and expanded the property. Wanting a private retreat to accommodate their growing family, they selected Balmoral due to their shared love of the Scottish Highlands, as well as desired a place for outdoor activities and relaxation away from public life. The estate has remained in the British royal family ever since, generating vast amounts of wealth over 70 years. Totaling a value of nearly $1 billion, that's money in the bank. In addition to income from Balmoral, as well as multiple other personal estates, the Queen was also paid a yearly compensation by the Dutchy of Lancaster and the sovereign grant. And this is where things get a little confusing. The Dutchy of Lancaster, much like Balmoral Castle, is a private estate, consisting of nearly 50,000 acres. Although paying annual profits directly to the Queen, it is technically owned by the position of the monarch, not the individual directly. Built and passed down by Henry IV in 1399, it has been a staple income of the British royal family for over 600 years.
It seems incredible to have obtained such a perfect jewel.
Profiting from its various assets, including rural land, commercial properties, and financial investments, all of which go to the monarch. The sovereign grant works a little differently. Although technically a public trust, the grant acts as payment to the royal family to cover the expenses necessary to fund official royal duties, travel, property maintenance, and staff costs. Set as a percentage of the Crown Estate's profits, this is where the real net worth stems from. The Crown Estate, a collection of properties, lands and holdings belonging directly to the British monarch, but as a corporation, making it also the public's estate and belonging to the people. The extensive portfolio, overseen by an independent public body, contains many assets, including farms, forests and mines, as well as multiple luxury shopping districts, including the world-famous Regent Street, the London equivalent of Fifth Avenue in New York City. Although some of these revenues go directly to the Crown in the form of the sovereign grant, the majority of the profits are paid to the Treasury, which is then used for public spending. And then there's the most fascinating asset of all, the British Crown Jewels, the most valuable and extensive collection of royal jewels in the world. Commissioned in 1661 by Charles II, the original set of crown jewels were lost during the English Civil War in 1649. Under order of Oliver Cromwell, the gems were sold off, and precious metals melted and struck into coins to fund the new government. The modern set, housed in the Tower of London, and seen by over 2 million visitors per year, contains over 140 pieces, encrusted with nearly 25,000 precious and semi-precious gems. Included in these valuable stones, the two most expensive diamonds in the world. First, the Cullinan diamond. Discovered in South Africa in 1905 and named after the owner of the mine, it remains even to today the largest diamond ever discovered. Weighing in at a whopping 3,100 carats, Cullinan produced from it over 100 diamonds of various cuts and sizes, the largest of which, named the Star of Africa by Edward VII at 530 carats, is the largest clear-cut diamond in the world. The stone is mounted in the head of the sovereign's scepter with cross. The second largest, the second Star of Africa, mounted in the imperial state crown. Marrying them together into a brooch for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee,
that is what we celebrate tonight.
She is amazing, really.
it became the most expensive piece of jewellery ever created. Although an exact price is impossible to determine, their prices combined range from $400 million to well over $1 billion. Even the Hope Diamond, probably the most famous gem of all time, is only worth a measly $250 million. And then there is the most precious gem
Isn't that beautiful?
ever beheld by mankind, the Koh-i-Noor diamond. Although weighing in at only 105 carats, its historical value makes it far greater in price than any others. First discovered nearly 1,000 years ago in India, the diamond has changed hands numerous times, owned by royalty ever since, including Mughal emperors, Shahs of Iran, Emirs of Afghanistan, and Sikh Maharajas. Most recently, it was taken by Queen Victoria after the British defeat of India in 1849 during the Second Anglo-Sikh War. Although multiple countries have claimed rightful ownership of the jewel since, England has stood fast on its stance. The diamond belongs to the British. No negotiations. Currently set in the crown of the Queen Mother, due to its extensive history, the gem has no measurable value. It is one of few items in the world deemed truly priceless. Although modern estimates vary, some suggest a price valued in the billions. Although these items and properties technically didn't belong to her, let's face it, they did. She could do anything she wanted with, or to, any of them. Anything other than sell them, that is. Totaling all of the Queen's privately owned properties and assets, estimates put her net worth at over $600 million when she died. Inherited by the new King Charles in 2022, the very same estate now, merely a few years later, is valued at almost $2 billion. Her real net worth was in her title, however, including all of the royal jewels, the manors and palaces, and the assets of the Crown estate. This number is much larger. Although quite difficult to give a realistic number, estimates put the Queen's overall net worth at approximately $25 to $30 billion, making her one of the 10 richest women in the world upon her death.